Hi guys, it's me, Andrea. I will show you a bit of a bigger project today. I'm working here on an MDF board, and I start with my rust. I've prepared the board with some gesso, and now I use my iron here. That's iron powder mixed with some medium. And what I do, I prepare my first layer. That's what you have to do. Put a thin layer of this iron stuff on it and let it dry. I have to look where I want to have my rusty parts. That was, yeah, of course, then it had an influence on my later design. So I need to let that dry. It doesn't need a lot time, 10 minutes max. So, and then I put the actual layer on it, a fairly thick layer of this iron stuff on top, and that definitely needs a few hours to dry. It shouldn't be completely dry when before you put the oxidation medium on top. It's iron, it's simple iron, and it would oxidate anyway, but of course that would take ages to do so. That's why I of course use here my oxidation medium. It's chemical things. It's pretty chemical. It smells chemical. So, but it's okay when you have an open window. And normally, I really prefer to do it outside, but it's far too hot outside, and it would dry far too quick before it really sets the oxidation process. So that's why I do it inside. Um, this is crackle paste, and I put it here and there. I didn't want to have the whole areas covered with crackle paste, so I look for some areas I think I want to have it. And then I'm working here with it's not really a wall filling. It's not like a polyfiller. It's more when you want to have a shape on your wall, um, like stucco a bit. Yeah, very, very light material and very creamy and smooth, and it dries pretty quick. So that's why I used this one. I wanted to have some pattern on it, and wasn't quite sure what to do. I put it on, and I went with my feelings with the flow, and I change it quite a bit. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm not planning stuff, so I always have to find out what it looks like. So I start here with some mark making tools, and this is corrugated cardboard. I will remove that later because I really didn't like it. Yeah, I have some circles. That's an empty tape roll. I leave them in because I really like this one. And but as long as this paste is still wet, you can work with it. So you have a bit, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So these are metal flowers I had, and I got some from Peg Robinson in her Happy Mail, and I thought it might be a good idea to use it on here. I thought initially, but I didn't. So everything was dry now, and what I do is I use this file to go over, or I did it already, and get everything smooth, really nice smooth surface without these peaks showing up and sharp edges. So I cover everything with a really good layer of gesso, and I will definitely remove this metal flowers because to me it wasn't harmonic. It was unbalanced, and I started to put some paint on, but I didn't like it, so I removed everything and put a really fat layer of heavy gesso on top, so that everything is covered. Where I put already some paint on, where I had this patterns. So this is um, a stencil I bought, I always looked for this fossil thing, this shape. Always looked for one in this size. You know, you always get them quite small, but found now a German little company. They haven't got a lot of stencils, but they're really nicely made, and it's already a piece of art. The way you get them sent to you, the envelope and everything, absolutely beautiful. So they're called 7UG. It's a German company, but mainly they are artists and having their, yeah, selling their own art, but they are having a few of these stencils, and then you can buy them via Amazon. And this is a fantastic stencil. I love it, and always wanted to have this size. And yeah, finally I got it, and that's perfect for this piece here. What I use actually, it's snow paste. Yeah, it's tend to mimic snow on some projects, but I never used it in that way because what I like is the texture. No, it's so textured, and it leaves. It's not even on top, even if you blend it out here, and I really like it. You can't really go through a very delicate stencil, but these are big enough, this pattern here, so it's perfect, absolutely perfect, love it. So I of course cover everything with gesso again to give it some toothback, because this snow paste actually is quite a bit more plasticky, so the surface is a bit slicker, so that's why I put the gesso on. And then it was too white for me, the contrast with the brown rust, it was just not right. And I thought, oh, give it first a good layer of the Titan buff, use here from Golden, the liquid, it's the acrylic thingy, fluid acrylic paint, and I was felt much better with it, so much more, comfortable. I could go on and knew what color I wanted to have with it. I don't know if you understand that, but it's something, when you have this very white background and then with this rusty brown, it looked so wrong to me that it really bothered me. I got so distracted by that. So I'm much more happy and much happier now. And put a really thin coat of, that's turquoise, acrylic paint in turquoise. And that worked so much better for me. So I wanted to have only really a thin or a very light layer of this color, because the fossils, they will be in the same, basically same color, but much darker, and I will put some other different stuff on it to make it shine and so on. Okay, so this is bluish green, and that's my what is it, actually my Amsterdam acrylic, exactly. Blend a bit of paint out here and there. It's burnt sienna. I only wanted to have a little hint of it because I think I have already enough brown on it with the rust, so only a tiny little hint. So what I now do is I want to define the crackles more. It's white crackle paste, and where it has contact with the rust, it takes on this rusty color, and I really like it. But at the edges, the more whiter parts, the crackles weren't that visible. So that's why I use here brown, that's chocolate, the art spray from Marabou, and I work it into the crackles and dab then the surface, the paint from the surface off, because I did only wanted to have it in the crackles. And that worked quite well, and I do it on the whole piece, work it in. Sometimes I go over twice, really this fine crackles didn't take it first. I really worked here a long time, so I spare you from watching that all, so you get the idea. You have to make sure that it stays wet long enough that you can remove it from the surface, of course. So this a pattern I made here with the circles with these tubes, this tape tubes, this empty. I went in with the same chocolate brown and dab it off because I only wanted to have it in the crevices very deep in there. So it took me a few times, put it on again and dab it off and so on. You can see after a while it really stayed only in the deep valleys there. That's what I was after. Much happier now. This whole piece took me, I made that over a few days, always a few hours. Only a tiny bit of time every day when I had time. So but in total, the video material I had was 2.5 hours, I think, or 2 hours 45 minutes, something like that. And I edited a lot. I cut a lot out because that would have been far too long, and it's only the interesting bit I left in. You get the idea. What I was after was a lot of texture and my new stencil and the rust. I love rust, and so I cover the edges here with a bit of the burnt sienna, and that's it. So I will show you now a close-up, and at the end, of course, you will see some pictures. Yeah, I quite like it. I'm pretty happy with how it went, because I had at the beginning a bit of a different idea, but that's what I always do. I go with the flow, and when I think it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. I will change it. So this is a bit of a shiny bit on top here. I worked with Viva Inca Gold in turquoise. I really like this. Okay, so guys, that's it. I hope you like it, and if so, please give me a thumbs up and even leave a comment. What do you think about that? And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. I will show you some pictures now, and I hope I will see you soon with my next project. So have a fantastic time. Bye bye.